if a lot of things like money, but hoes gonna say that. And homie, that's straight facts. Yeah, I know you, but we ain't friends. Quit asking me questions. Yeah, we in this section, but you can't get in. Quit asking me questions. Yeah, I got the new Chrysler, blue with the tint. Quit asking me questions. I'm tired of these questions. Asking me questions, I want them questions. Yeah, I know you, but we ain't friends. Quit asking me questions. Yeah, we in this section, but you can't get in. Quit asking me questions. Yeah, I got the new Chrysler, blue with the tint. Quit asking me questions. I'm tired of these questions. Asking me questions, I want them questions. The grass greener on the other side. I took a peek in that grass red from all these homicides. I mean, you gotta look alive, cause in the field get live. Or you gon' have your mama crying, asking God why. Why is my son in that casket? Why he get caught lacking? Why was he acting tough knowing damn well he bad at acting? His girl say he be tripping, but the ops say he wasn't packing. Some niggas just wasn't built for the other side. Yeah, I know you, but we ain't friends. Quit asking me questions. Yeah, we in this section, but you can't get in. Quit asking me questions. Yeah, I got the new Chrysler, blue with the tint. Quit asking me questions. I'm tired of these questions. Asking me questions, I want them questions. Yeah, I know you, but we ain't friends. Quit asking me questions. Yeah, we in this section, but you can't get in. Quit asking me questions. Yeah, I got the new Chrysler, blue with the tint. Quit asking me questions. I'm tired of these questions. Asking me questions, I want them questions. Questions. Quit asking me. But you can't get in, quit asking me questions. Yeah, I got the new Chrysler, blue with the tint. Quit asking me questions. I'm tired of these questions. Asking me questions, I want them questions. They all in my business like TMZ, but back in the day they ain't noticed me. They weren't coming to see me like Otis, but I always thought like the coldest. I had a little chip on my shoulder. Then I got older and older, and I had to flick it off. I feel like a boss, like I'm Ricky Ross, but I got no Maybachs. They do anything for the clout. It's thanks when they say that. If I take your girl, don't be in my DM asking for your payback. We save a lot of things like money, but hoes gonna say that. And homie, that's straight facts. Yeah, I know you, but we ain't friends. Quit asking me questions. Yeah, we in this section, but you can't get in. Quit asking me questions. Yeah, I got the new Chrysler, blue with the tint. Quit asking me questions. I'm tired of these questions. Asking me questions, I want them questions. Yeah, I know you, but we ain't friends. Quit asking me questions. Yeah, we in this section, but you can't get in. Quit asking me questions. Yeah, I got the new Chrysler, blue with the tint. Quit asking me questions. I'm tired of these questions. Asking me questions, I want them questions. The grass greener on the other side. I took a peek in that grass red from all these homicides. I mean, you gotta look alive.
Right.
In the field.
Welcome in. It is a Wednesday. Kenny from Portland's already in the house looking to make some money. You should be too. We appreciate you joining us here on the Odd Shop. And yeah, there isn't any NBA tonight, but that's fine because we already have on our tool, the one that, you can still get a week free below and all that. It hasn't changed. Although the site has certainly changed for the better, the opportunity to jump in for the week free is not. By the time I'm done ranting, you could already be signed up. Before you even see or hear from Ben, you could already be signed up. Here is the point. We already have one of our top plays is in the NBA for Thursday night. The other bunch of top plays we have, home runs. So I know, Ben, that everybody here, no matter what they're here for, we are going to appease already the NBA junkies who are salivating at getting in a day early and the home run junkies who just want to see the long ball. So we got a lot and some golf, I imagine. We'll sneak in here.
We got a little everything. There's some hockey. Don't forget hockey. There's some college baseball. We got you covered here. I know we'll take a little peek at Thursday. Obviously, we're going to have a show tomorrow talking about that game, but there are some lines to jump on. You would have been proud, my friend. I don't think you caught the show yesterday, but
no,
me,
I did not.
the only thing maybe I got right, I gave out a home run prop and it hit. Jorge Soler went yard
Wow. Very
because
nice.
of Dinger Tuesday. All because of Dinger Tuesday. Never would have bet that in my life if it wasn't for that promo. That made up for some of the not so great things that happened yesterday.
Now, here would be the challenge.
Mm.
Not just to hit Jorge Soler, who's basically a bucket, right? Like you're
Yeah,
bragging on.
it's a layup.
Like, hey, I hit Max Strus to 2 threes last night. Okay.
Win some baby steps. Cut
Okay.
me some slack.
Okay. No. Based on how the show went, I guess with the community parlay and maybe elsewhere, take your wins wherever you can. But the beauty of our tool, and I'm not on Tuesday, so let me just reiterate this. You're not going to find mainly everybody, except for like a handful of guys who have value left. Here's why. Everybody knows about Dinger Tuesday. Everybody. All right. This is like a sale that's the worst kept secret. Do you think the numbers are going to best reflect you, the buyer, or the book? So getting value on a home run prop on Tuesday on FanDuel, and we have a lot of Tuesdays left in the regular season, mind you, that they'll be doing this. My point is you really do need a tool like this because otherwise 99% to 5% of the people you'd be betting on Tuesday, you're going to get so watered down because of that super popular promo, Ben.
Oh, yeah, that is true. But again, that promo is awesome. It gives you an opportunity to take some shots that you normally wouldn't.
You didn't use the tool to get Soler. I was setting you up for that.
I used the tool. That's me and Luffy got there on the show.
Okay, well, there you go.
The benefit of the tools with Dinger Tuesday is that your margin is a little, in my opinion, is wider. So like if a guy's sitting at negative 1% ROI, I would never bet that in real life because over time you would lose money. But when you know that you're getting a rebate for every home run hit in the game, it is worth it, in my opinion, to take guys that are around break even. So it opens up the pool of potential home run guys that you can choose from.
Yeah, see, I go about it not a different way, but maybe on the other end of it, which is if I get a 6 or 7% FanDuel, I know that that's exponentially better than even the regular day because of all the other, like it's almost as if FanDuel forgot. Oh, shit, Edward Rosario, they should have bumped him down, what have you. But look, everything's back to normal today. We have baseball first up. We have a couple. Now, you mentioned the NBA. Do you want to start there? Like, where would you like to start, knowing that we have a couple of look-ahead lines? Max Strus, under 11.5 points. Jason Tatum, if you so dare. Now, he's gone over this, or pardon me, he's gone under this number 2 times. Wait, 3 times. It doesn't it seem like Tatum has grabbed more than 12 or at least 12 plus rebounds a bunch, but he hasn't. He's been under that 3 times in this series. So you could open up with a little early look in the NBA, or you could just dive right into more home run hitters since that's your specialty.
Oh, yeah, that's it. Now, let's get the NBA out of the way. Again, we're not going to spend a ton of time on this just because we're going to be doing a full show tomorrow, but I don't think it's ever bad to lock in some early lines in addition to what we're going to have. There are obviously the Celtics.
Yep.
They showed a little heart, and now they go home to the place that they can't win. But you mentioned a couple that you might want to look to lock in right now. Jason Tatum under 11.5 rebounds at -130. We have the true odds. Again, you can see the new and improved. The tools got a revamp. The true odds are staring you right in the face, -160. So that's something that I think you should take a long look at to potentially just lock in right now for tomorrow.
The Strus and Tatum are the 2 big ones there.
Those are the best values on the board. You see the true odds. You see the odds.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Pretty damn simple.
I know. It's anything. Kevin Love, man. 5.5 is risky, but I don't know. I mean, we're ahead of it at -108 to +100, getting even money on that. And it probably does reflect the true risk of a 50-50 shot. He hits 2 threes, you're cooked. But if you wanted to, here's another one that there are 2 that are super dangerous, but I love it. And you can live dangerously all you want here. Caleb Martin under 12.5 points. That's actually a little bit more easy to digest. Although I think Kevin Love, we saw him out there on the floor for a little bit, right? So Caleb Martin, you could get under that 12.5 points. You're saving a little bit on FanDuel. I imagine that if you're either ahead of either the movement or possibly the points, if that does dip to 11.5. Not a bad one. I know we've been burned on a Caleb Martin prop, you and me both before, but this actually looks pretty good as a look ahead, knowing that the other option is Kevin Love.
For me, seeing ones in that range, 3%, 4%, I'm pretty confident we'll have plenty of those available leading up to tip. It's not like a huge opportunity cost. So if you want to lock them in, you absolutely can. There's a lot of variance locking stuff in, 36 hours before games and whatnot. But to me, the Tatum and the Strus ones that you mentioned earlier are their priorities. Those are probably the only two NBA bets that I'll make today. And then I will shift my attention over to the Diamond and to what else is going on, with games starting in the next couple hours. But yeah, I hear you. We'll have to say. I mean, it'll be fun to revisit these because, these are going to change between now and tomorrow. And it's interesting to see if you get closing line value, to see if they're still available, to see if something else happens.
Yeah, I would bet of the ones we talked about, I would think Caleb Martin's going to move. Now, granted, it could just be what you pay and what you have to lay down in order to bet that, knowing that true value to where a book makes a mistake doesn't last long. But I also wouldn't be surprised if that closed at 11.5.
Again, it's very, very possible. That's kind of the nature of, it's always a balance. You and me have talked about this a lot. If you lock stuff in super early, you have a lot of time to get closing line value, to get lines that are unavailable. And you also have a lot of time for unforeseen stupid shit to happen.
Right.
Like you start betting NFL games today, you're going to get some lines that are going to be so far gone that you're going to be laughing to the bank. You're also going to bet a couple teams that's quarterbacks rips up their knee in preseason and you're completely torched that way. You know what I mean? So it's a double-edged sword in that vein.
No, I get that. I get that. I think just looking at it from the big picture, that's always going to be the takeaway here, is that dealing with the double-edged sword, you mentioned variance as far as how far out you're betting. In this case, it's a day out. I did see, if looking anything else, really, if it pops, we'll mention it. But Tyler Mason, what are we thinking about McClanahan's K props? So immediately you're thinking, all right, well, taking on Toronto, pretty good matchup. He should get to 6 Ks, right? Maybe not so much. We have a pretty good bet right now on our tool that says Shane McClanahan staying under 5.5. In fact, I'm going to bet this right now. Shane McClanahan staying under 5.5 Ks at plus 115 is beating the true odds rather significantly. And that's a 6% plus EV bet we have.
Let's take a look at what we can find here. I'm gonna dive into the.
Well, what's there to dive into? I gave you everything you needed.
Okay, I like to double check your work, make sure nothing crazy is going on here.
Unless the market. Now, see, here's the problem with this show, is that normally stuff is locked in, but the market could move, and your egregious comment about how my shenanigans, et cetera, now holds true if I was off because the market moved. But no, I think it's still the same, is it not? McClanahan, this is a bucket. The game starts at 6:40. Under 5.5 right now is still on the board. It's plus 115. It's beating the true odds by 12 points. We have this as a great spot, and I'm putting a unit on it as we speak.
I'm going to probably be following you. I'm pulling this up right now.
What exactly are you pulling up? The McClanahan page? You've been doing this for
well, mine's a little different right now. Mine has moved. I'm in New York. Maybe you're hanging out in Pennsylvania.
PA.
Okay, well, I'm not there. I don't have cheesesteaks, and I don't have the same line that you have on Mr. McClanahan.
Yeah, you call him chopped chicken up there.
Do I? Do we? Is that how we roll?
It's a, well, I don't want, this Rob Swan, look, I understand, right? I understand on the surface, this makes no sense, but you understand here, the flip is that we have found a hole. We have found a black hole in the market that is worth exploring. All right. We are interstellar when it comes to ripping through fabric of the betting market. And look, here's the thing, okay? Here's the thing. If you're betting the over right now, if you're going over, you're taking the best bet you can get. We actually have it on Underdog, but that's not it. So the best bet you can get at a book is what? Minus 132 on FanDuel. Now, our true odds for that, and Ben, you can just explain, as you will have already, what that is. True odds are minus 103. So you may think in your head, yeah, that's a good bet. And you know what? Maybe the metrics and the key numbers and everything points to him getting to 6. But over time, that bet loses, everything has its wins and losses. Over time, that bet is losing you money versus shorting him over time. It's winning you money because we found the gap there. Again, and we're using a great example, Ben, I think, because this one doesn't necessarily speak to logic that we would fade a guy like Shane. But I just did, and we have to. We have to.
So that's really the difference. Me and Lofty talked about this yesterday about a market-based approach, which the tools on OddsShopper are market-based. They don't care who it is. It's not saying, oh, Jokic is amazing, and it doesn't matter. It's just the market against itself. And you have found, you said, you used Interstellar. I never saw that movie, but
I just knew it was a super long movie about space travel. I never
that sums it up, I think, pretty nicely.
Right.
That there is just a book in BetMGM that has just overextended here. And although we get burned sometimes, that price doesn't allocate to the right break even. It's giving us more than enough room. So it always comes down to tracking. I'm not going to take credit for this, but I feel like the spreadsheets that you and me worked on, it makes you a believer because you see it over time. Oh yeah, okay, this does work, and I think this is a great example. Not one on my radar. I was more looking at total bases, not gonna lie, but this is a good K prop potentially.
All right, I have an idea, and
that gets dangerous.
This is what happens first off when we have branded this NBA centric. And the NBA is off, and I'm left to keep your curiosity, not only captured, but piqued, right, throughout this, however long we're on this show for today. This is a rarity, okay? I'm on here, and Ben can confirm, not only with the spreadsheets, and thank you for that, and anybody who can reach Ben should definitely hit out because you should be in the business of selling those at this point. But we have, now this is right from the tool. Okay, this is right from the tool. This is not me going off the beaten path, Ben. This is not me looking at one play and saying, well, let's build a ladder. No. This is simply just one thing and one thing only, and that's hitting a home run. All right. Now, you know that we have, how random is that, or not random, but how often I would say is this, that we have so many of these plus EV home run plays. They all happen, majority of which happen to be on FanDuel. Why not? Why not build a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 leg round robin with one big, massive lotto ticket? Because each one of these are plus EV home runs, and there isn't anything you can say about how crazy and wacky this is.
Yeah, I mean, that's the ultimate leverage opportunity. Like, if you build a round robin, say even a 2-leg round robin with, say, like 5 or 6.
That's what we're doing.
If you strike lightning in a bottle, it's game over in a good way. Like, you can do insane damage. Now, you're pretty likely to just get walloped doing that, but over time, there's no doubt you will eventually connect the dots more than that break even. So as crazy as you are when you get into your lab, start thinking of these things, I see Matt Olson. I see Aaron Judge. Good. I see Justin Turner. These guys all grade out really, really favorably, and they are worth shots if you want to build like that tonight.
All right, well, let's do that. All right, Mike, I'm on the home run page to hit a home run page, and I've just sorted by plus EV, and Ben has already mentioned a couple of these guys. And here's the thing, right? Like, you see this on Twitter or anywhere else that you reside, right? Oh my God, look at these monster tickets, etc. Well, we're building a monster ticket, but this is a plus EV ticket. This isn't somebody who has lost 500 of these and happens to strike gold once. This is actually building strategy to where these have a good chance of they just are beating the market, right? It's not guaranteed anything. I don't want you thinking like, oh, plus CV means it's a guaranteed bet. Ben mentioned the odds, et cetera, that you're dealing with here long term. But look, you've got Anthony Santander. That's the strongest play. You've got Stone Garrett. Now, you could throw Turner in there because FanDuel, I think, is still beating that line.
That's the beauty. That's why I love.
No, he's not. Sorry.
No.
Sorry.
Not at all. I was just gonna say that's why I love the true odds. You know what I mean? You just say, oh, okay, this book isn't. Boom, move on to the next guy. It's beautiful.
Nope. So right now we've got Santander. We're gonna add Stone Garrett, right? How about Eddie Rosario? Now he actually is a play for me. We talked about him on the 5 and 5. We use the odd shot. He's one of the plays we use for the OddsShopper premium. So you've got the Dodge. Now here's the thing. Rosario is popping above Olsen, even though Olsen's odds are cut in half. So which one? I would defer to Rosario because of the bigger payout, et cetera, round robin, what have you. But if you think that running that with Matt Olsen makes more sense, I'm fine with that. I don't think we should run any same game parlays. So no. Santander over Judge, unless you speak otherwise.
I'm fine with that. Again, these are the key when you do stuff like this is understanding the two things at play, which is really the key for all parlays. Odds of success, payouts, because it doesn't really matter. You can think of the lotto, easiest example. Like, all you got to do is hit the lotto once. It doesn't matter that the chances, if the lotto was 1 out of 1,000, it would be the best bet ever because eventually you will hit the lotto and you're done. And here, your chance of all these guys hitting a home run is really low, but we're showing you FanDuel has left a lot on the board here. These are really generous offerings in the home run markets.
That's a great way to put it. That FanDuel has left a generous offering versus other books who have simply just tightened it up.
And that's what we're doing. We're not saying this guy is likely to hit a home run. We're saying FanDuel is not valuing the chance that he does correctly. And let's exploit him.
And I think that's the biggest difference of what we do is, you know, it's not projection based. It's not pushing this here. It's not, hey, we think this guy would have you. It's just simply, this is what the market is dictating. And as you mentioned, it's really the counter to it. All right, this is what I have. Okay, you ready for this?
Well, I'm ready.
I'm gonna have to put $10 on this for 80 grand. We'll do a round robin too, but Santander to home run, Stone Garrett to home run, Eddie Rosario to home run, Hunter Renfroe to home run, Ryan Noda to home run. You ready?
I'm ready.
$10 parlay wins you 80 grand.
Oh,
actually,
good.
80 grand, a little over 80 grand.
That would be good for engagement.
Well, I just played it. No, in fact, I won't get. Well, the only here's the thing, real quick, because I'm glad you brought that up, Mike. The only reason why I would be limited after this is because each one of these legs are plus CV. And that there's somebody at FanDuel that has identified I played a massive plus CV parlay and I may do it again. It's not because of the winning. And the reason is because how often, like how many times do you need to see somebody post on Twitter that they're betting 25 or 250 a unit, right? Or 500 a unit on FanDuel for these massive, they're not being limited, yet they're hitting these massive ones because they're not showing you how much they're losing there. So FanDuel will only limit because of the type of bet, but I've lost so much in slots on FanDuel that they won't limit me.
Well, yeah, if you're playing those,
that's the reality of it.
That's the reality, but
I don't want to bury the lead, but I mean, that for me personally.
Been there. It's,
right,
yeah, that's a whole different, you know, but
let's hit some promos, man. We got some.
When you see someone betting, I'll just say that much. When you see someone betting like a really, really, really obscure prop or something, and they're showing you like a $20,000 ticket, I'm sorry, but that person is usually getting buried because the books are not going to let you do that.
Nope, that's a great point. It's what they've been allowed to do.
Yeah,
in the first
Mayweather tickets. You think you can walk to the window and just drop like, give me $5 million on this dude to strike out 3 guys tonight. It doesn't work like that.
All right, let's look at
Stone Garrett
promos. You ready?
Okay, Mike, yeah. What do we have in the promo world today?
By the way, Mike, if you want to share that, you can go ahead and share that. Let's hit these promos first, but in case anybody missed this monster home run prop. And you know what? Round robin that by 2 legs, because Santander, Rosario, who knows in this whole area how it works. So Aaron Judge to hit a home run, Yankees win, plus 115 to 200. Let's get the Yankee stuff out because both are there. You've got Judge to hit home run, Yankees win. You've got Judge home run 9+, and the Yankees win. That's north of 5 to 1. That seems that bottom one of the two on the surface seems like the better of the play. I mean, we already know Judge to hit a home run is like, what, 230 or so, because we passed over that, right? Judge is 210, pardon me.
I mean, I don't know about the BetMGM one. I'm a little. You got to hit a home run. They got a 9+. Yeah, I mean, again, we've talked about this. When you're jumping through more and more hoops, it gets more and more complicated, and that's where it's a little tricky.
My return reflects something that I feel like should be more of the work being done than the first one, I guess would be my point. Judge hitting a home run in a Yankees victory, I feel like should not be plus 200.
No.
When his home run solo is already higher than that. On the same book.
Well, again, it's just, this is why you gotta.
Yes. Okay.
Now,
let's look.
NHL one's good.
This one looks good. Will there be a goal scored in the first 10 minutes? Now, I wonder what this is capped at. And if it's $10, who gives a shit? It's 10 more bucks that you're going to win. But this is a really good bet. I went over it in my one of the videos I did today. I think it was the 5 and 5. I went over 5.5 in this game, actually. And I know it's been lower scoring, and absolutely, but there's elimination on the mind, on the horizon here. Teams start to press a little bit. I also wouldn't be shocked if Florida comes out a little more aggressive and tries to get up early in this game. So seeing 2, maybe 3 goals in this first period would not shock me by any means. That seems like a pretty good promo, Ben.
It's always a good promo. You know, sometimes, obviously, I bet this the other day in a game and it didn't get there, but that doesn't really matter. Honestly, you're moving the line to an advantageous position. And over time, it's good. And this has been a lower scoring series. Carolina's got 3 goals in 3 games. None of that's really relevant here. The plus 115 is why it is a super boost. And that is one I 100% will be playing tonight.
Awesome. And look, I'm surprised you even get it. I'm surprised you're allowed on DraftKings.
Yeah, are you kidding me? After college baseball I've been betting, that's where you get limited. Even though today's been a little rocky in the college baseball streets.
That's not a bad.
A lot of boosts. Yeah, there's a lot of boosts out there, including the plus 200 for sure.
That Verhaeghe play is back up too. That was one that we talked about, I think, on Monday in a parlay, or maybe it was just one of the parlays that was thrown out on the Discord. What was the last one? Oh, PGA. Let's talk some golf, right? Let's really look at this here. Hone in on this last one here. Again, like the ridiculous infatuation with Michael Block is anything and everything to do to hide the fact that the Live just got a major boost. And ironically, by the one guy who joined the Live, and reluctantly, right? Like Brooks Koepka didn't want to really join the Live. It was just like, okay, mainly out of spite, at an injury, pay, what have you. Like Koepka wasn't gung-ho about this shit. So you got a guy who won, who came back and spat in the face of the PGA, Ben. And now the PGA is like, you got to be honest with me. Is the PGA a partner with DraftKings? They have to be, right?
I would assume, yeah. But I don't know.
So now you got a Michael Block. Come on. Are you going to bet
this? They're just trying to scoop up a lot of people's money with the, with the story, because
Just
No,
get
this is an
outta
easy
here.
pass, obviously. Not just because MC already pointed this out. You can shop this and find better, but even at those lines, I don't like this guy to make the cut at all for
No,
any of that.
dude. I mean, he should be 4 to 5 to 1. Like, he shouldn't even be in this. Let's be honest. Colonial's a little desperate. I understand that, but boy, they got him up in Canada now. You see this at the RBC?
Yeah, I mean, it's just for a lot of reasons. I think that.
Where are you on this? Like, you're very you. I don't know if you're just wanting to move to something else. If you're on my side, if you're anti, and you just don't want to fight with me today.
No,
like,
I don't.
Where are you on this block thing? This is a disgrace. Come on.
Yeah, I don't. I'm not sure what your position is. But yeah, I would tend to agree. Disgrace comes. Are you talking about the promo or the marketing of him, or just all of it?
Yeah, I mean, look, the promo is the after effect of it. The promo is should be looked at as near criminal.
Yeah, I agree with that.
They boosted this to 200, and we see it at BetMGM at 225. No, I'm just talking about the whole thing. That the fact that Brooks kept a live guy, and of all people, like the only worse winner, Ben, would be if Phil Mickelson, the devil himself, won this thing.
Well, yeah, that would have been unfortunate. But no, I mean, the live thing, again, you want those takes. Get over, you see me and Eytan over on OddsShopper Golf. We got you covered.
There you go.
Michael Block.
No, I'm not betting anything Michael Block this week.
No. Yeah, don't. This is the one thing also that I think is a little interesting, and then we can move on to wherever you want. Michael Block is not he's obviously not well known, but he's not a nobody in the sense that he's never played PGA Tour events. He's got a handful of them over the last 10 years. And he's missed the cut in basically all of them. He's played 14, I want to say, in the last 5 years, and he has made a total of 0 cuts before the PGA Championship. So this isn't like, oh, this guy came and he played in a PGA Championship. We know nothing about him, and he made the cut. This guy has played a lot of golf over the years, and he is just not to that level. It's an incredible story, but no, I won't be backing him to make the cut against professional golfers.
Yeah. Last thing I'll say is that the coverage, and by the way, you better vote on this community poll. This thing is up there. Get in on that. I know Ben and Lofty dropped the ball that myself, and you were a part of it on Friday, so I don't know what the hell happened. And maybe
I use the same excuse every time. The community yesterday, I believe they had the heat. So I didn't have to worry. I donated with the Stars because I already knew that we were dead. So no big deal.
Somebody had Vegas earlier in the morning.
The Stars disgraced them. I've never seen a game.
I'm just saying.
Jamie Benn got ejected within 1 minute of the game. Do you know how hard it is to get ejected in hockey?
Yeah, it's rough. That's rough. I'm just somebody on the one of your minions on YouTube in the morning had the Vegas Knights, but you don't watch your own guys' content out there. You certainly don't tail it, so we know that.
I do what I can, but yeah, the Knights are amazing. They're an awesome team. I just did not think, and I will say, when you lose 4-0, you can't really make excuses.
No,
but just do yourself a favor. Look at the expected goals from last night. The Knights had 6 shots in the last 2 periods combined. Yep. It was a weird game.
Jeff Nemechek, Mike, do me a favor. If you can just put that home run thing, that beast up there one more time, because I do want to shift real quick, but there are a couple of plays worth mentioning on OddsShopper for golf. So we just put up a monster home run sucker, and there Mike has it for you. So Jeff and anybody else who's coming in straggling, the least you can do is hit the thumbs up button and subscribe in return for that, right? I mean, we just built an 81-30-1-1. My God. So let me just look at this real quick, right? And I know, Mike, we're doing a bunch of stuff, but I'm on the golf page, and I've just sorted by EV. Sorry? Yep. So I'm on the golf page. I just sorted by EV. This is what I love about this as well. Sung J M, right, versus Colin Morikawa. And then you also have Homa versus M. So you have multiple matchups, different books. All 3 of these are still playable. So this stuff's going to move. Your margins aren't always going to be 9-10% on a golf matchup. It's trying to find the smaller margins. I know it's going to move because the plays that I put out earlier this morning on Discord, like Ricky Fowler, for example, isn't even on the board anymore. It's just been bet into oblivion. So looking at this, there will be times, and I just wanted to bring this up because I know a lot of you will be betting golf now with the NBA kind of closed down and we have a golf channel and all the cool stuff going on here. But you can find spots where you can bet the same guy to beat one person and then lose to somebody else, different books. It's not arbitrage, anything like that. It's just finding the same guy and looking at that. Look, you've got him here in a couple of different spots where you can take advantage of that. And he only has to win one or lose the other.
Yeah, I mean, that's where you set yourself up for like bizarro, like anti-middles, but it can work if you get it in the right order. He beats the one guy, loses to the other guy. We're actually getting, I will tell people a little sneak peek. Had a long meeting today with some extremely smart people. We're getting some really cool features for the golf tools here at OddsShopper, because right now there's not a ton, and it's true. You saw right there. You mentioned this, really slim margins. You're talking about a small portion of your bankroll, if any, on them. But we're going to do some things to see what we can find, because there's a lot of matchups out there. You dropped some really good ones in Discord. I actually tailed a couple of those. I like where you're at for Colonial. And you can find those in the golf markets this week. So I get it. You kind of have to pick your spots with that, because there's so many markets, first round leaders, top fives, top tens, outrights, matchups, three balls, first round matchups. It gets a little crazy if you're disorganized. That's all.
Mike, could you get that clip? Just send it to me personally so I have it.
No, I'm striking it from the tape.
In 2 years of doing putting for dough, I have never heard anything remotely close to that. And yet we move away from a golf show, and here we are like, oh yeah, tell your bets. Now, I could just keep it like that selfishly, Ben, but I'll say that also comes from the tool. So if you want Ben to start tailing your bets, start using the OddsShopper.
Yeah, I mean, it's not rocket science. I loved what you did. You have Ricky over Burns and a couple others that I think are really good spots. So I get it. Okay, I think that, again, we had a question. I'm going way off the board here. And I would assume, I'll be honest, I don't know the answer to this. I assume it's because of the wind. I haven't checked this. The total in the Cubs game today is down to 7. I would assume that simply the wind is blowing in at Wrigley, because that is very, very low.
It is low, and it's definitely not the pitching matchup alone. So I would assume that's the wind having a big impact on that. Maybe look, all it takes 2 is that and 1 or 2. Do we know if there's a full lineup, if anybody's sitting, right? Like you have one guy who provides some power out of that lineup, and that should impact it as well. Maybe not a full run, what have you, but to the point where it's not being bet and changing. That's all, where it's stuck.
Yeah, I mean, again, that looking at a market-based approach, there is zero value on that because it's 7 everywhere with the same juice. So there's nowhere to exploit. But I would assume that's weather dependent.
Look at that. Mr. Gerg.
But that's why we got the best chat. They know.
Oh, man. So check this out. That monster 80,000+ ticket that we put together. Shout out to Rich Burkholder and then Zach. It dropped to 69,000. And Santander already moved from 420 to 350. So again,
this is not stupid.
Exactly.
Like you think they're going to say, every other book has this at one price and we're on an island. Well, what are you going to do? You're going to adjust, obviously. And that's what we're doing here. We're identifying those for you before they adjust. That's the key. That is what a market-based approach is.
Yeah, it's got to be in, right? MC Zant. If that shit's blowing out, then we need to be pounding the over.
Oh, it's in. Wind blowing in. Yeah, for sure.
You want to build a parlay here? No NBA, but there's plenty of action, plenty of activity.
Yeah, let's see what we got on the parlay builder.
All right. Now, what book are you not banned at that you'd like to go to?
Funny guy. Let's go. What about?
I would suggest Caesars. Now, what about all the stuff that we're offering in our videos? Like, like that BetMGM thing. Can we provide that for people here? Or does that have to be specific, like with links and codes and everything?
I think that is links and codes, but we'll get you. I'll let you guys know tomorrow. I honestly don't know. We've got some exciting stuff I know you watch your videos, my videos. There's a ton of great offers across the industry. So
Okay.
one of them is that Bet. You want to use BetMGM for the parlays?
No, I don't, because one of the plays on BetMGM is not good. And
let's go to Caesars then. We never talk about Caesars, one of the many books. I used them for my best bet of the day this morning.
Nice. Yeah, I used them for my parlay and 5 and 5. All right, let's get rid of Edward Rosario. I can't. Eddie is, I've way too much invested in Rosario going over what. Now, this could be a hedge. Do you ever do that? You ever put a leg in there that you've like heavily weighted against and said, oh, this is my hedge parlay?
So I do things when both sides are somewhat like advantageous, but not where there's a big middle like that. Like if he doubles, now you're in big trouble.
Right.
Like,
so okay, you're right. Let's get rid of Rosario. Let's do this. Let's start with Harold Castro. What do you think?
Sure.
So Harold Castro, outside of Rosario, of course, but I just can't. You are more than welcome out there to put Rosario in there. I simply cannot. By the way, did you see week 0 lines are out
for college football?
San Jose getting 30 at Bronny James University. San Jose State.
Well, of course. Yeah. I mean, obviously Lincoln Riley doesn't pull starters because they all win the Heisman. He needs to rack up like 30 touchdowns a game.
What about UTEP getting 2 at Jacksonville State?
At Jacksonville State.
Correct. What do you think about that?
I think I have not prepped college football, but I think there is a chance that Jacksonville State moved into Division I.
Yes.
That
ain't good. Well, they were, as far as HBCU, they were in what?
Well, they were in the FCS, and now they've moved up, I think, into the FBS.
Correct.
Play teams like UTEP. I have no idea. I haven't prepped college football. But
that's Dion's spot, right? Former.
No, that's Jackson State.
Oh, Jackson. Sorry.
Jacksonville State.
I said Jacksonville. Sorry, I thought I had.
Yeah. Jacksonville State is. I believe that's in Alabama, but. And then you've got Jacksonville, which is in Jacksonville.
No, it's not Jacksonville.
No, they don't. I don't think they play football. Jacksonville State, I've seen play football, just not in the FBS for obvious reasons.
I might take a chunk out of that on UTEP.
You see.
Watch out.
The Miners.
UMass getting 10 at New Mexico State. That's
just sad.
Come on. That's not enough. All right, let's start with Castro. You ready here, Castro?
We got Trent
Castro's
Grisham.
Our best bet on the board. 64% win chance with a 6% EV, meaning this bet is beating it. You're either laying more than minus 154 to bet it, or you are going under a half total base. At some books have probably moved that for plus money.
Yeah, so you got a lot of options here on Caesars. Suarez comes to mind. Over a half a base at minus 143. In the Mariners game, they're playing the hopeless, I'll call them the Las Vegas A's. I'll get ahead of it. I think he's a pretty solid addition to Suarez. Yeah, solid addition here.
Not Ranger Suarez, who hit his K prop today.
Well, look at you go. I did not bet afternoon baseball.
I just bet Gallon under K's off the prop, off the tool. So that's fine with me. I'm okay with the Phils winning this one. The B word in Wisco here. What's that? Oh, Bovada. Well, you and I are on Bovada. Did you see this? Michael Block plus 4,000 for him to shoot over par on hole 1 in rounds 1 and 2. Like, I would rather bet that than anything positive for Michael Block this week. I don't know what people think this guy's going to be able to just pick up a club and swing like he's John Rahm from tournament to tournament.
Yeah, you got my vote. I've wasted enough energy. I like this guy too. It's a cool story, but just
I can't.
Not relevant.
I can't.
All right, so we got Suarez
on
in
Caesars News God. Sorry. All right, so we've got Suarez and Castro. I'm going to tell you right now, minus 154, minus 143. It's just not enough. It's not enough for me. It's not going to be enough in general, unless we start to get creative here. Now, There's a small edge, Ben, but it's in our favor for Nolan Gorman to go over 1.5 total bags. All right.
Mhm.
And that's at plus 102, even though we have it as a 50-50 shot. So it's a slight break. Now, to be honest with you, you ain't getting a ton tonight. Unless, now the other option would be to load up on both Grisham and Vlad and make this a 4-leg like chalk plus EV chalk parlay.
Yeah, I mean, there's no, again, it's just
No
all
wrong
your,
answer.
there's no wrong answer. It's just, are you trying to maximize your expected win? More likely to actually cash a ticket, or you're trying to maximize your parlay odds. And of course, the EV is ultimately what matters. But for me, I would rather go with your plus money guy. He's not really going to affect the parlay. He's going to affect it in price, not in terms of outcome, because you're saying it's 50-50 and we're getting plus 102. That's fine. That's a slight edge. It's basically a wash for Gorman. So put him on the board. You add him in, you've got a lot of opportunities there. We're nearly to 5-1.
Well, you know me, man. Look, I
do
badgered you. Or no, what happened on Friday? Was Friday? I don't think Friday was a 5-1. I think you shamed me.
Yeah, I think it was 4.99.
Right. Exactly right. Exactly. Well, I ain't letting this one go. It's one thing if like you're 2 cents short. What's the most that you've ever owed, or the least, I guess, that you've ever owed for change over $1 that they've been like, give me that? A penny? 10 cents? Like, this is $5.10 and you only have a 5. Have you had somebody actually made you break $1 for that or something along those lines?
Not, I know what you're saying, but not really. I'm more the other way, where I'm not like really don't like change. I'm a big proponent they should just get rid of all that and round. So like
well, you know why
keep the change.
exists.
I'm a big keep the change person.
You know why change exists, right?
No, I don't.
It's the easiest way to get fingerprints, and it's the easiest way to mass data everybody that's in this country.
There you go.
That's all. That's like,
so after this show, we've got our conspiracy series show with just Eytan. It'll be going for 4 hours.
What do you think a show would do if, here's the thing, like, I'll pay out of my own pocket, get Mike. Right. Mike's got nothing to do after this, right? Like another 2 shows, who cares? He can take off, right? Jordan Klein hasn't worked in a week. Like, we're fine. All right. What do you think this show would do if Mike live produced, no me, you just have my voice, I'm just talking, but Mike would live produce a show like this, where you're going from OddsShopper to card, all that, like, that's the visual, but the audio is, do you know why pennies exist? The only reason why pennies are out, like me just going into this conspiracy theory about pennies. Do you think that would do anything? Do you think?
Oh, it would definitely do something. None of it would be positive, but it would definitely do something. Yeah, pennies are extremely minus EV in all things, including value.
There is no other reason why a penny exists other than to track people's fingerprints.
And well, they're not going to be tracking mine. Let me tell you. They
already got you, bro. You're like the person that says, I'm off Facebook. Now they can't get me. Like,
no, I'm the opposite of all that. I'm not too worried about, like, I'm an open book. I like to gamble. That's about all I got going on right now. So they can track me, Patriot Act me. I don't really care. Yeah, Jordan is always catching strays. No respect from a man who will be producing my golf show tonight. I know you'll be watching.
Yeah, I will be, actually. I was so close. I'm actually having pretty good success running one lineup each week, and
yeah, man,
and disseminating that across the board. So I would highly suggest watching Ben's show tonight. All right, so this is what I've done. I've added Gorman, and then I got a little crazy here, and I added Grisham and Vlad as well. So that's a 5-leg plus 1374. Now, I mean, look, you want to take out. Go ahead. Take Vlad out. Take Vlad. I'll meet you halfway. All right. So Trent Grisham is the 4. That's fine. 4 legs plus 805. Could you meet me halfway?
That's fair. I can meet you halfway.
Okay.
Again, there's a good little. It's not as many opportunities tonight if you're building a ton of, and you want to be careful with parlays in general. When you start really adding legs, the payouts get a little wonky. Like, you do have to be careful with that. That's a longer conversation than we have here, but I like what you did there. you've obviously found something with the parlays. Even I can't deny that at this point. So,
okay, real quick, indulge me here if you can, because I caught some, speaking of catching strays, I caught a couple of strays last night because, as you mentioned, if the parlay of the day video does not hit on YouTube, then we're going to hit one on Discord. And that's just, we hit two straight. One 2 nights ago, like plus 1084. We hit another one last night, plus 712, what have you. That's fine. It's just the nature of it, right? And look, I'm using the OddsShopper premium tool. And anybody in that, like, the secret's out. I'm no wizard. Everybody's just waiting for me to use the tool and provide a parlay. So that's, again, free week below, all that. I'm not lying on that. So this is what happened yesterday, Ben. I put together this 4-leg parlay. 3 were pretty heavy in baseball, and I needed something more even money, right? Now, this leg was not part of the tool process because on BetMGM, I could not find anything in the NBA that was plus EV for that game, at least one that was going to make the parlay good. So I went on a limb, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to bet the Celtics even money. And then immediately, right? Immediately I caught flack from our family. The Discord is our crew. It's our family. So there's no negative, nothing like that. But people were like, I can't ride with your dog. I'm sorry. Da, da, da. I went, and I get it. I totally get it. Right. So I put this out kind of in response to that, which is LOL, feel free to cash out. 3 or 4 already hit. And I think a couple of people took that as for me saying cash out. And that's where they were upset because the parlay hit,
nice
but they
job.
cashed out ahead of time. Do I deserve the heat? Do I deserve the stray for that?
I mean, I honestly, I think you know who really deserves the stray there. I'll take a bullet for you because that's really all my fault. None of that would have happened if I hadn't adamantly and repeatedly said over and over and over in the first 3 games. I was on the Celtics first half. I bet the Celtics in game 2. I was on the Celtics first half. And I think people were so sick of Celtics nonsense that when you said, oh, at the Celtics, everyone's like, nope, been there, done that. We're not doing it. So you know what? I will take the bullet for the Celtics. They have been killing me in this series.
It was the one of 3 or 4 bets probably, I don't even want to say 4, one of 3 bets maybe on Boston's side that hit. It happened to hit in the parlay, which made it even better. But yeah, I mean, look, that's fine with me by all means. And yeah, I get it. I think you're right. You did do some poisoning there. I just wanted to bring this to people's attention because I don't think, like last year, all right. Speaking of the Discord, we have that below. Feel free to join the Chalkboard app. We strongly suggest you get in. That's free. You can get up there right away. Honestly, Lofty and Ehrenberg are running the show there. A bunch of other guys are in there as well. But the community is growing exponentially. It's really fun. There's live sweats. There are a lot of cool things happening there, including sharing tickets, etc. But I'm going to bet right now that nobody has done their due diligence quite yet and looked at week 1 of the NFL.
Yeah, for obvious reasons.
Wait a second. There is a great bet right now that's on the table.
There's not.
Fantastic bet. I guarantee you, by the time we kick off, you and I will have this conversation. Okay.
Please, if I'm still alive.
Or if you haven't fired me by then
I'll also true. So a couple different variants. What did I tell you? A lot of variants. I could be 6 feet under and you could be fired.
It's 54 most places. It's 53. You have a little bit of a break at 53.5. Go ahead and bet it right now. Over 53.5 Thursday night football opener. Go ahead and bet it. And I'm just going to do that. Nope. I'm going to tell you right now, when this thing, as we get closer, we start looking at the NFL and although I'm going to come back to this clip and I'm going to give you the reason why I jumped in on this before this does go to 55 by kick.
And when it is like a tsunami in Arrowhead and the total's at like 42.5, I'm going to wonder what you have to say. Or when Mahomes is sitting in a boot because he sprained an ankle. Or when Dan Campbell does something that I can't even think. When all his players are suspended for gambling, which is where they're headed anyway. We'll see. Or it could be at 57.5, and you are going to be dancing.
I am going to be dancing. I'll be dancing metaphorically on this.
On my grave. That's right. I see where we're going. That's why we got that synergy.
All right, man. Let's go. By the way, if you're talking the parlay, Real Soldier, I hope you're talking about the one we just built and not
the home run one.
Because if you need that huge one badly, then we need to have a talk off the air. All right, Caleb Dewey already bet at the Lions to win the division. Look at that, Lions +7.
I like that
also
a little bit.
out there. Ben, Lions +7 on Caesars. That's at 6.5 at pretty much everywhere else.
No.
I wouldn't bet the Lions +7.
Pace yourself. Trust me.
Oh boy, I'm gonna hit you with one play from every game next time you and I do a show together. What's that, Friday?
I mean, it was going to be Friday. It was planned to be Friday.
See, this is me on one of these early vacations, right?
Yeah.
All right. Let's hit the community parlay, man.
Let's do it, brother.
I got you, Real Soldier. All good, brother. I appreciate you. All right. The Florida Panthers have won the community. Oh, you wanted to play hockey, did you not?
No, it's not. I mean, hey, I respect the community. I do not think the Panthers are going to win tonight, but that's just me.
Would you do anything at all? Remember, this 33-1 ticket. I don't do anything with this ticket until they move on to the cup at this point, right?
Yeah, I mean,
it's not worth hedging right now when they're up 3-0.
No, you could bet the Hurricanes tonight if you wanted to, but I
feel like I don't need to, right?
No, you definitely don't need to.
Look, if they lose this series and I don't cash out, then who cares?
You could also live a little dangerously and just bet the Knights to win the Stanley Cup, because realistically, how many other scenarios are you getting?
Correct. Oh, that's a great call.
The stock is only going to be basically this is as high as it's going to get for the Panthers and for the Knights until things potentially unravel. So if you're saying I don't mind screwing it up in threading a bad middle, you could just bet the Knights to win the cup right now before their game 4.
Tyler Mason, community faded your sharp bet, Ben.
I know.
Ben had the Carolina Hurricanes tonight.
I did, but you know what? Hockey's not been good to me, so the community might have the edge here. What are we gonna do? It hurts, but I respect the community.
Okay. Let's do it.
Let's do
Panthers.
it.
Now, okay, you've got some egregious play here, I'm sure, from.
Oh, I got it. The one thing,
Mississippi State.
I'm going to baseball. I said that yesterday, and I told you, what did I say when I messaged you? I said Auburn, double Thor hammer. They rolled last night. That was the only.
We're on
smart
FanDuel,
thing.
right? Just so.
We can be.
Yeah, FanDuel, please.
Okay. Well, then let me go.
The only other option for me would be BetMGM at this point.
No, because I'm going to college baseball. There's a lot of college baseball out there. Some good, some bad. Look at Virginia, by the way. They're up 12-0 right now. That's what I'm talking about. Makes up Texas, who really let me down. Oh yeah, here we go. You want me to go first?
Yeah.
Give me Santa Clara in college baseball, a team that I have not bet much this year. You don't see a ton of them. They're taking on Gonzaga. Obviously, this is conference tournament season. You're going to be seeing a lot of these type of matchups. I saw this in the MAC today with Kent State. Saw it obviously in the Big 12 with Texas and all these teams playing. Santa Clara against Gonzaga. They're just the superior team. They're favored to win. I don't think FanDuel is valuing these lines correctly. Seen a lot of just inefficient lines there. They're sitting, Mike, at -142 for the Santa Clara Broncos, my boys. I'm just going to do the same formula. Very conservative. I don't get this line. I'll just take them. Simple as that.
It's not bad, man.
Yeah, as long I have it on pretty good authority that Gonzaga doesn't have Strother and Drew Timme on this baseball team, and because of that, I feel pretty comfortable. And this is full disclosure; these are not teams that I watch at all. I just looked at the numbers here.
Well, yeah, you're pretty good to follow in those regards there. I thought you might be going like something in the CSGO streets.
So yeah, those streets are, well, they're not on FanDuel. And
I thought you could bet like high-end stuff.
You can, I think. It depends. I think it's state by state. In New York, it's hit and miss.
Okay.
The other team I wanted, just before you go, I wanted to bet
go ahead.
Clemson, but you just can't. On FanDuel, it's steamed to 155. That's way too high. See, complex. I'm kind of butchering that username. BetMGM has Santa Clara
Complex,
minus 135. I like the way you think, my friend. That's a good spot.
So why don't we go to BetMGM then? I have a play on BetMGM.
It's fine.
All right, so we'll go to BetMGM and my play. What?
Look at that. My chat helping me out.
I'm gonna ruin this parlay here, but
That's
it's gonna
fine.
be a glorious thing. You ready?
Please.
We're gonna go over 9 in the Braves game and over 10.5 in the Rockies game.
What?
Well, that's the parlay that I had. All right, let's just go. Which one do you like?
So
better?
you're like an Inception. You went a parlay within a parlay.
I was thinking about it. I was thinking about it. No, I was truly thinking about it.
Yeah, that's frowned upon.
I've done this before and it's hit, just so you know.
I'm sure. I don't doubt it. I do not doubt it.
No, we'll go over 9 and well, whatever number is still there, either 9 for the Braves or 10.5 for Colorado. If both are there, we'll go over 9 for Atlanta. Okay. How about that, Ben? Is that okay?
You are a true innovator.
No. We just went with a straight play here. Straight play. Nothing wild, nothing crazy.
Yeah. There it is.
What's Colorado? Colorado. Yes, sir. Miami, Colorado. Sandy Alcantara, no problem there.
Yeah, I don't be messing around with these same game parlay plus triple double. No.
Why not? Good stuff, bro.
It's frowned upon, but you know
what?
It's
frowned upon here. I mean,
we get the job done. That's all that matters.
That's it. We locked it in. Anything else you want to hit? This is all. Yep.
Yeah,
that's fine. Go ahead.
Same old. Listen, there's a lot of new things. You've seen it on the screen today. New columns, bankroll tracker, true odds. These are the type of things that if you're a little unfamiliar and looking to take it to the next level, we tell you. When you go to the description, the first one, it says OddsShopper Premium 7-day free trial. You click that link and you are in. You get the tools that Eytan and myself and the whole team are using day in and day out. Try them for a week. See what you think. I can't say it any stronger enough. It's just been a real game changer for a lot of us here, and we want you guys to use these tools in addition to whatever you do. You don't have to stop doing your craziness. I know I don't, but this is a really, really good stuff. I'm really proud of our dev team. They did a fantastic job, and I really am excited to share these tools.
Just to your point about you don't have to stop doing your craziness, we built a plus 80,000 home run parlay.
I never did that to begin with. That's
you were part of it.
I was conspiracy.
If this thing hits, I'm going to.
You don't have to worry about that.
Well, if 5 of the whatever if we're profitable on this, Ben's going to post in the social media channel in our Slack. Hey, guess what I built? You're going to turn into Eric Lindquist. You're going to give this out on the Discord as your own.
Smart. Hey, it's all about that street cred. Dog eat dog. That's how we roll.
All right, we're out of here.
496
plus 496. So close. Well, that's a violation.
So close to what?
500. That's what it should be. 3 legs should get you 500. All right, we're out of here. Lofty, Ben tomorrow, Ben and I on Friday. Have a great rest of the week. NBA's back at JazzRaz DFS at Shander Show for me.
One more day.
Hockey.